All right, so I'm back. It's a new day. Where did we leave off here? The game loop works, and now we're going to try to implement the Clippy API. All right, let's try to figure this out together. This is the Clippy API, the Clippy partner page, and we're going to go to the API keys section, add a platform, which I will call GIF Pop. Okay, the key name, perfect. So I've got my key here. Step 2 is the Clippy integration. All right, so I've got the GIF game folder open here, and I think that's a hidden file because it's got a period in front of it. So Command Shift period, there's that file. So I'm gonna open that in, well, not text edit, that's gross. All right, so paste your API key in there, no problem, let's do that. You've got the API key. Let me hit both endpoints, always allow. He's like, hey, I gotta beat up a couple people, what do you think? Always allow. I gotta knock a few heads together, what do you think? Always allow. Done. Holy smokes, you think so? Let's try the Clippy integration. Ready? Create room. There's the code. Join room. Start. This is amazing. Okay, what just browsing at a store turns into? This. I love this. Look at that. So cool. Okay, yes, they've all been revealed. Here's the winner. Woo! Okay, now we get a chance to see Brendan's hand. So next round. Look, Brendan's got a whole different set of GIFs. When the group chat finally goes quiet. Jazz hands. Perfect. Next, all revealed, pick the winner. This one, next round. Alex has the same hand he had before. A GIF has been added to make up for the GIF that we sent in. It's actually working. There's GIFs, they're randomly assigned. Step 2 done. Okay, great. So step 3, I believe, is design, UI, and things like that. First thing I'm gonna do is get Claude to start using our chosen font, which is Bricolage Grotesque. Yep, I can already see that it's being used. Look at that, way better. See how fun that is? I'm also getting sick of seeing GIF off. It's a little too, well, randy, let's say. Quickly, before we touch the design, I'm gonna say, let's change the name of the game from GIF off to GIF Pop. I love the look of this. These bold colors, flat design, very cool. That's pretty nice. I like the smiley faces and things like that. This is cool. I like the use of the gradients here. I'm not sure that's something we would end up using. Let's toss it in there and see what happens. This is all about exploration. Don't get too fussy. I love this one. Okay, we've got about 13 items. It asked for anywhere between 8 and 15. Let's bring up Claude Chat and drop all of the images right in here. Okay, clear through line across these. This isn't a scattered board, it's a coherent maximalist pop comic direction. Okay, so his question is, the board has 2 registers, loud comic maximalist chaos. Should that just be the name of the game? Loud comic maximalist chaos versus quieter structured card design. What should be the dominant voice with the other as the accent? Definitely, I think loud comic maximalist. Go for it. I know he's writing a design document right now. I'm thinking I want to revise it and say, make sure you stick to Bricolage Grotesque because we already picked that font, but it might be interesting to see what font Claude picks on its own. Boom, look at that. Worth pulling Bungie and Anton. Ooh, okay, so there you go, 2 fonts. That's a fun font I've never heard of. Shout out to David Jonathan Ross. And what was your other one? Anton. I know Anton. Oh, look at that, that's fun. What the hell is this? What? There it is. Quick refresh, that worked. I'm not a fan of tall fonts, but I'm curious to see where it uses this font versus where it uses Bungie. So let's let it go ahead and do it. Let's go back to Claude Code and say, hey, I've got a design doc for you to follow. All right, he says the phone play page is the biggest one. He's working the hardest on this one. How many tokens did this change cost me? Okay, I think it's time. Here we go. Ooh, interesting. Not what I would have expected at all. Well, let's try it. Create room. I'm not mad at this design, but it's definitely does not follow inspiration that I gave Claude. It's completely black and white, and it only uses the one font, which is Enter, I guess. Tap to reveal first GIF. Oh, the first splash of color. Well, bit of a letdown. It's nothing like what I suggested. If we can get this at least looking like the design doc instructed this to be, then we can start making specific design changes. Also, we handed the design reins almost completely over to Claude. I find that generally doesn't end well, but it's a starting point, which is the most important part. Getting something on the canvas for us to say yes or no to. He's got an answer for us. All 4 fonts and all color utilities generate correctly. The entire issue was a turbo pack persistent cache. I don't know what that is. Restart the dev, and it'll compile fresh. Oh. Whoa. That's what we're talking about. It's pretty messy, I think, but it's a lot better. All right, create room. Ugh, that doesn't look good. Brendan, create. Yikes, this is all over the map. Okay, start the game. Go for it. Whoa. What I'll start tomorrow energy looks like. Okay, this looks the same. This hasn't changed. I like the thick outlines. I think I like Bungie, but I don't like Anton. I also don't like this font. I think we can ditch any extruded fonts like that. Let's make one small change at a time. Remove Bungie shade. I don't like the extruded look. Okay, he claims it's done. It's definitely a lot plainer, but I think that just looks way better. That's clean. So if we go to create room, look at that. Way easier to read. And what does the TV screen look like, by the way? That TV screen looks great. The pink is pretty fun. What does this look like on a phone screen? Super duper. Okay, so what's next? I don't think we need 3 fonts. I think that's just crazy. Let's ditch both Anton and Enter and use the Google font Rubik in their places. There's something I like about the Rubik font. Looks like he's almost finished here. Sweet. Yeah, that's Rubik there. When someone in the group says, I'm not really a dessert person. Okay, so what's bugging me about this? Something's bugging me here. First of all, I don't think it should be all caps. Everything else is all caps. This doesn't need to be. And it's too bold. It's just as bold as this, if not bolder. Okay, I think he's done. Refresh. Yeah, that's way better. Look at that. That's so much better. How I handle running into someone I definitely saw but pretended not to. Okay, then the last thing to do I think would be to add punctuation. And then I think prompt formatting is finished. Okay, now what else? I don't like the pink. It's using the pink to highlight the box that we need to fill in, right? I think that's what it's doing. I get that. That makes sense. It just doesn't look good. So what's the best change to make to this so that it looks good against the cream background? Maybe we try yellow. Not completely sold on it. I still think it's better than the pink outline, I think. Good enough for now. Okay, so what do we want to work on next? All right, so how these GIFs are displayed. 7 bugs me. I don't like 7 GIFs because you're always gonna have just an uneven display here. Let's try 6 GIFs and let's make them taller so they look more like playing cards. There we go. That's more like playing cards now. This is confusing. Tap to reveal first GIF. That makes me want to tap that. The prompt should also be here too. When I see this GIF, I want to think about it in the context of the prompt. Let's write that in. Tap to reveal. The center card should be the button. That's just too wide. I mean, there's so much wasted space above and below it. Some of it's going to be eaten up by the prompt, so we got to remember that. So maybe we make them all a square. Let's bring these 3 notes into the game. Okay, I think we can do this all in one prompt. Let's try it. What getting dressed up versus casual means to me specifically. That button is huge now. I don't know why that's happened. Oh, it looks like you're flipping over the card. That's cool. Okay, so that's a square. But these notes have all been attended to and I think they look great. We should also check to see what the TV screen looks like right now. Look at that, that looks great. It's very sharp, I love that. When the elevator door starts closing and you make eye contact with someone running for it. So this is the TV screen now. And that's really small. Like imagine that on your TV. The size of the prompt here is great. When I pick a GIF, the font gets a lot smaller. Something bugs me about this too, because this just feels like it has too much headroom. It should have more, what do you call that, foot room? I don't know. It should have more room below than above. All 3 issues are clear. Oh, really? Okay, let's go look at the TV screen. No. I just don't think this needs to shrink at all while the judge is waiting to reveal. And what was the 3rd note we had? GIFs are way too small on the TV screen. Okay, we're gonna find out in a second. They're still tiny. What hath you done? Me pretending to know what's happening in the meeting. This is great. This is what it should look like. Let's tell it to just reuse this. I think that looks great. I'm ready for it to not be fixed. Nope. And if I reveal the first GIF, not fixed. That's frustrating. Both of those changes were not made. You know what I'm gonna do? Is I'm gonna take a screenshot of this and then a screenshot of what the next screen looks like. So look at that. Look at the difference in font size. What happened? Or maybe I wrote this wrong. This is the judging screen where the font was fine. I worded it wrong. Okay, so what's this screen? The about to reveal screen, we can call it. We want the GIF submission screen and the about to reveal screen to have the same sized prompt, which means I need to undo these changes that it made. Ew. Okay, this is the TV judging screen, and for now I'm happy with that prompt size. The screen we want to adjust is, let's go back to the beginning here. Once all the GIFs have been submitted, this is the about to reveal screen on the TV, and it is this screen that I want that prompt to be the same size as the previous screen. Now I have proper context for Claude. Yes, there it is. That's perfect. Commit. Don't just stand there, commit it. And then this, we're gonna have to change the size of this, which is the GIF reveal screen. Now that I'm thinking about it, this text is not really applicable because if there's no big screen, the players who aren't judging don't get a chance to see the GIFs one by one as the judge sees them. So we'll probably have to display them on the phone. Let's start with vertically centering the GIF here. So I'm gonna leave that screen open so that we can watch it happen. There you go, it did it. I think that looks better. Center of the phone. That's what I wanted. I didn't want it in the center of this section because that doesn't make any sense. So this is tiny. Why? It does not understand this, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know how to explain this any more clearly. I need the GIF to be bigger on this one screen. Maybe we can use this screen as a reference. Sometimes referencing another screen that it's working on helps. The size of the GIFs on the judge is choosing TV screen is great. That is the size and style we should be using for the GIFs displayed during the reveal phase on the TV screen. I figured it out. I just had to be more specific with how I prompted this page. It's divided into 3 rows, obviously, right? There's the prompt, there's the GIF, and then there's the, I guess, which GIF we're on out of how many GIFs there are in total. So I asked Claude to automatically resize these rows to accommodate the height of the browser window, and it works. So as I shrink this, they get smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, so that works, and we can cross that off of our list. Next, so this GIF, because there's only one, that should be smack dab in the middle. That looks great. So that's what's gonna display on the TV. I think that looks awesome. So this screen, let's work on that one so that players who are waiting for GIFs to be revealed by the judge can see them on their screen. The judge's screen, when they're picking their favorite GIF, I think they need to be able to see the prompt still. We can't rely on the big screen always being around. Some parties might not set that up, right? They're just gonna play on their phones. So if that's the case, we want players to, I think, see the array of GIFs. And on the judge's screen, the judge should see the prompt because they might forget the prompt. They want to think about the prompt while they're looking at all these GIFs, right? So a couple changes there. Let's just bang those out right now. I can see that he's working on player screens, making sure that they see all of the submitted GIFs. Done. Look at that. Looks like the prompt was added to the judge's screen. That's great. So we've done 2 things today. We've implemented the Clippy API so we can actually use real GIFs and overhaul the design. So we're using colors and great fonts. We've given a lot of design direction. And I think next what we're gonna have to do is maybe start examining some of the technical stuff like edge cases. So that's it for today. Good work, everybody. Bye.